Hello all my scrapbooking friends. So this is my latest layout. I kind of went a little crazy with this one. I don't know what happened. I don't even know if I'm scrapbooking anymore at this point or like it's become a different art form for me. I'm not sure, but I had this idea of doing like a 3D kind of shadow box layout. So this is very thick. Let me see if I can lift it. As you can see there, and it's all, so this is all in. I don't know if that's showing it, but it's all set in. So when the plastic protector is on top here, none of this will be touched. And I kind of had the idea because as in my older videos, like 10 years ago, I used to do Tear Bears, and I had this idea of making my Ewoks fuzzy. So, but anyways, I pulled out all the moss, all the little bits and bobs that I have in my scrapbook room, and I did kind of like this layered effect. There's like 4 layers in here, and then I have lights. I'll turn off the lights and show you guys that. But yeah, so there's just lots of detail. This took about 3 days to do. I'm just showing the bottom with all the different layers. And so you have pine cones in there and some flowers, 3D flowers. And this was a moss pack that I found at the dollar store actually for $1.25. And then I've made all these twigs, and I did that by wrapping up some, like rolling up some cardstock and then cutting on an angle, and then did like this cool effect so it kind of looks like the rings of a tree. And then I went in and added teeny tiny little leaves to all of them. And there's my Wicked. So he's done with mulberry paper, which is this really thick paper. I do have a tutorial on how to do Tear Bears. It's essentially, that's what I did, but just Ewok. And then for his eyes, I had these little, I don't know how to explain them. They're like these circle things that had sparkle underneath of it, like googly eyes almost. And I took the back off and then took Copic markers and colored it in brown, and then I added a pupil to that. And then their noses is googly eyes. So I have oval googly eyes and then 2 really tiny ones. And then I put glossy accents on top to make it shiny so it looks wet. And then I used canvas, like burlap, and I made this little bag, and then it's got like little doodads in there. And then I just hand drew his feet and his hands and his hat, and then I hand sewed that in. And then this is real wood. It says Ichiwama and Yubnub, just some Ewok language. And I took my flocking powder and flocked which is kind of rubbing off, and you have to go back and redo it, but I flocked all the writing. And then we have a little ladybug and a little 3D butterfly there, and then moss all tucked up in between the layers. And then I've sewed my photo mat. I have a really cute photo of my kids wearing Star Wars hats when we were at the Disney store at Hollywood Studios, so the Star Wars store there, and so that's going to go there, and then I'll probably do another picture of them in the store there. And there's Princess Nisa, and then I just added, because I used to watch the cartoon, that's kind of dating myself, but there's an Ewok cartoon back in the day, back in the 80s, and I used to love it, and that's where she came from. And then I just added 3 little kids, and I did actually use googly eyes for their eyes, and then I used Copic markers to color them, so I have blue eyes, green eyes, and yellow eyes. And then I've taken cardstock again and rolled it up, and I just put the mulberry paper all the way around to give her 3D arms. And then this is my big log, which is just a big piece of cardstock rolled up, and then I cut little pieces of cardstock and wrapped it around. And added moss, and then I've actually pulled out my Flower Soft. That's what all these little bits are here. It's like little pieces of plastic that I've added. I curled up some cardstock in here. There's so much detail in this. And then Ewoks, I cut it with my Cricut, and I flocked it. And then these guys is just cardstock. And then I used some raffia for the roofs. And then for this, I just put down a piece of paper, and I glued the pieces of twine going this way to a piece here and a piece here, and then it all stuck together. It's actually very 3D. There's like a bottom to that, and there's a bottom to that one too. So it really sticks up. And then I've added all my moss and made it look like a wood frame. That's the last of this paper. I'm really sad. And all our stores are closed down, so I can't get more paper. I call that my base paper. Oh, another thing is, if you look at all the trees in the background, I hand painted those because I couldn't find tree paper that I wanted. And it's actually really pretty, all the trees that I painted. I did a really good job for me. I'm not a great painter, and it's mostly covered. But it does give that illusion, and I know it's there. So I'm gonna turn off the lights and I'll show you what it looks like. So excuse me 1 second. So it's not the greatest for lighting up. I put the lights in first before I actually made the layout. The layout did not turn out the way I wanted it to turn out. And I would have done it different. Like I would have put lights in the huts and stuff. That would have been awesome. And I would have tried to light up the Ewoks a little bit better. But I wanted to really light up the forest floor. That was the idea. And then I had these extra lights here. So yeah, it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I could add another thing of lights, but I really don't want to. And the way that this works with the lights, they're just called fairy lights. They have a battery pack. I'm going to hot glue gun this down. That's just there temporarily. Make sure that you have it up so you can get to, actually I'm not going to hot glue gun it because you have to be able to get into this. The lights last years and years, but you know, 20 years down the line, if someone wanted to replace the batteries, they could. And I just do that. And usually with my other layouts, you'll see the wires all over because I place the lights wherever I want to go in the front, and then I put a piece of cardstock on top so it doesn't get caught coming in and out of the protectors. But yeah, that's it. They're nice and sturdy, very sturdy. So I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm not sure what I'm doing next. I'm thinking Wally, and yeah, I think I'm gonna do a Wally layout next, and I think I'm gonna do like the framed idea again and add lights. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, give thumbs up, and I appreciate all your comments. I'm sorry it takes me so long to find comments. I'm not very good at navigating through my YouTube. I will respond. It might take me a month or so to see it. I do apologize, but I will respond, and I love all your comments. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.